Hey, what's going on everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Earlham Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA 14, using that college football revamp of course. And I'll tell you what guys, we are here at our regular season finale, and it's supposed to be the Charlotte 49ers that are going up against. They're showing as UConn. So I don't know what's going to happen in this game, to be honest with you, but we're looking pretty good going into this one. We're a B overall squad with a B- offense, B+ defense. Charlotte, on the other hand, that's what I'm going to refer them as, is the C overall squad, C+ offense, C defense. And we only need to win this game, and we put ourselves, continue our national championship hunt. That's really what this thing is all about. Just checking out the conference standings real quick. We already quenched our way into the conference championship. We beat Cincinnati earlier this season, so even if we lose, we should still be able to get in. But it looks like it's either a coin toss between Tulsa and Houston. Don't know who's gonna get in, although Houston did lose to Tulsa, so if Tulsa wins, they'll be in. But if Tulsa loses, then Houston manages to win their game against Memphis, we'll play them in the conference championship game. But with that being said, we'll go ahead now and take on our last regular season opponent. Not sure what's gonna happen with the college football revamp, but it's gonna be a little weird. It might be the most might be the worst thing you ever seen on the thing, but if it goes really wrong, we'll sim past this. We'll take a look at some recruits and get ready for a conference championship game. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing underway. Let's see if we can win our final regular season game and finish the regular season undefeated. Can't wait to get after it. Alright man, so it turns out that, even though it's showing UConn on the screen, that they got the Charlotte uniforms, they got the Charlotte jerseys, we even got the Charlotte field, man. It's all looking pretty clean. I gotta figure out how to fix this college football revamp, man. I don't know why it's doing that for like the new teams that they added into the college football revamp, but turns out we will be playing up against Charlotte, and what a hit by Frank Bowers. Blaine Jackson never, and I mean never, stood a chance. Look at this hit right there. Boom! You'll love to see it, man. Second and long coming up here. Got a 2nd and 16 coming up, getting it out to Edwards on the right-hand side. Justin Burden blowing him up as well. It's going to be a 3rd and long coming up here. Not a good look for Charlotte. So let's go about getting these guys off the field here for good. Here would be a good way to start this first drive of the game. Though they're moving Smith into motion, trying to see if we're in a man or a zone, as Jackson takes a shot, but it's a great throw over to Montoya, who ends up picking up 24, threw it right over our linebacker, Seth Greenwake. And now we got ourselves a 1st and 10 coming up here, as Jackson hands it off to Edwards, gets it downfield, and almost manages to pick up the 1st down. Not quite, but he was very close to doing so. And now a 2nd and inches now coming up here, as Jackson dropping back, gonna try to throw this one in the bucket. And if Washington would have caught that, that might have actually been a touchdown. That was actually a really well-placed ball, and I got to give them major props for that. It's now 3rd and inches coming up here. Jackson trying to run up a middle for the QB draw, but the defensive line responds. So Chris Ty is able to come up in there and disrupt that play. You can't run the ball in this defensive line, at least not that easily. And we will force Charlotte to go ahead and settle for a field goal. And that field goal will be up, and it is good. So Charlotte does end up getting on the board here first. The opponent getting on the board for the 2nd time in a row in this season. But checking out the studio update, UCF defeating the Southern Florida Bulls. And look at this as well. Tulane trying to play a little bit spoiler, preventing Tulsa from going to the conference championship. Remember, if Tulsa loses and Houston wins their game, they're also playing right now, then it will be Houston that will be going up against in the conference championship game, not Tulsa. And Tulane's got something to play for too. Tulane, if they win, they get to go and be bowl eligible for this season. So both teams needing this win, man, in order to, accomplish what they want to go about doing. As we have a 2nd and inches now coming up, we hand it off to CJ Holman up the gut. It manages to pick up a gain of 5. So a nice little run for CJ Holman for his first carry of the day. It's now 1st and 10. Miami dropping back, gonna throw it over the middle to Eric Sprinkle Jr. Jeremy Sprinkle Jr. I get him mixed up with the other tight end. I don't know why, but it's Jeremy Sprinkle. He gets a few yards there as well. Moving the ball downfield slowly but steadily. As Miami drops back again and choosing to run the football once again, he's going to actually go ahead and take that out of bounds. He'll end up picking up a 1st down on the ground. As we have another 1st and 10 to work with, being a little bit methodical. Actually, both teams kind of being methodical. We're, not a lot of possessions in this first quarter whatsoever, and we're already more than halfway done. As we got a 3rd and short coming up here. Need to pick up this 1st down because we're not quite in field goal range. Jacob Ramos could make it from here, but why risk that great field goal percentage that he has going on here? CJ Holman trying to help us out, though. He gets the 1st down, and now, bare minimum, we are in field goal range now. As we got 1st and 10 coming up here. Trying to handle with the play action. Miami out to the right-hand side. Adam Hildeford makes somebody miss and gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Earlham. And our first drive ends in a touchdown. We will go ahead and take a early 7-3 lead. Our first drive turning out pretty well for us here overall, but let's see if our defense can play a little bit better, play a little bit more shut down, as John Edwards takes the carry and gets the 1st down. And they have a 1st and 10 to work with once again. Lambert in the motion. It looks like it's actually a run for Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, but he's going to slide down right before going in and taking the hit. Smart move. It leads to 2nd and 4 now coming up. Jackson gonna hand it off to Edwards, and usually those halfback draws don't work on us very well, but there was a big gaping hole in that left-hand side, so it is what it is. But we got 1st and 10 coming up here once again as Jackson doing a quarterback draw. And what is happening to our defense right now? I know we don't usually start off that great, but the defense a little bit slower, in these past couple weeks than what I'm accustomed to seeing. It's been a really dominant season too for them. Hopefully they're not tailing off at the worst time possible, because we're in need, all hands on deck, if we not only want to win the conference, but if we want to win our first national championship in this dynasty, that's what we need to happen. As we have 3rd and 3 coming up here. Jackson dropping back, trying to throw short to Washington, who breaks the tackle and is going to end up picking up a 1st down. You absolutely hate to see it. We had them stop before the marker, man, but we couldn't get the job done. Couldn't make the tackle. I'm sure our defensive coordinator right now, our new defensive coordinator, which we just brought in this season, by the way, he's out of his mind right now. He is not happy with his defense whatsoever. But that being said, we do at least get a little bit of help from the officials. They're going to call a false start on Phil Graham, the offensive right guard for Charlotte, as Jackson will drop back, and he's going to be hit by, looks like, who is that? Oh, is that Jamie Jenkins? That's our backup defensive lineman who came in there and make a sack. Okay, look at that. The depth stepping in. And in the first quarter, man, we're up 7-3. So let's go. 3rd and really long coming up here. Charlotte has a lot of work to do. So they're going to move Smith into the motion, but we'll see if our defensive line can get after it. They do, and Ian Levine lights him up. Ian, his first sack of the day. And we're all over this quarterback. Already 3 sacks in this game. And we're not even through a full half yet. Let's go, man. Forcing a really long field goal attempt. This is for 45 yards out. The kick is up. And credit to the kicker, man. He's able to go ahead and sink it. As we check out another studio update. And Tulane is still hanging on. They got the lead here. They're now up 14-0 on Tulsa. The Tulane Green Wave just determined to make it to a bowl game trying to get to that 6-6 mark. That's reminiscent of bowl eligibility. Although we ourselves aren't doing that great either, though. We're only up by 1 point. And, what we got going on right now. So, let's see if we can pick it up a little bit here and get another touchdown and expand that lead here once again as Miami. He's going to take a carry up the middle, and he's going to end up picking up a first down. Good for a gain of 8. It's now 1st and 10 coming up. Miami in the shotgun. He's going to drop back the pass. Miami trying to get it out to Jakeem short, but it's broken up by Chris Pickens. And here comes Earlham once again coming off of the incompletion. If it's not necessarily working through the air, we can always get it done on the ground as well, as we almost have 100 yards on the ground already. Let's see if we can add on to that as we hand off to Jesse Green. But Jesse Green gets caught from behind. He couldn't really accelerate that time around. And we're going to have to settle for a long field goal ourselves. And Jacob Ramos hasn't been as automatic as we're accustomed to seeing, but he will go ahead and sink that field goal. So that will at least respond to the field goal that Charlotte kicked. As we check out a studio update once again, Tulsa finally scores a 30-yard field goal for Ricky Holt. And Tulsa was now down 14-3. As we shoot back to our game, though, Charlotte does force a free and out. As Miami trying to run it upfield, he's going to go ahead. He shakes off one defender, and he's going to get brought down, looks like just around like the 35-yard line. And now a couple plays later, Miami dropping back, going to go ahead and get it off to Jariah Bond. Nice little 10-yard game, almost a first down, had a little bit of lost yardage, on a broken play, it happens sometimes. But we have 3rd and short coming up here as Miami dropping back, throwing over the middle, gets it to Jake Elliott. Can he get it in the end zone? He does! Touchdown! Earlham! A 28-yard strike to the preferred walk-on, but hold on here. It looks like the booth wants to review this, and I don't know, from certain angles, it does look really close. I would actually not be shocked. They might put us down at about the 1-yard line, but man, let me know down in the comments, should this have been a touchdown or not? Because I really do think that football broke the plane, but they don't really care what I think because the officials decided. But that is actually not a touchdown. They're going to go ahead and reverse this. But hey, no problem. We're on the 1-inch line. We'll get it out to our fullback, Ryan Smith. And he's going to go ahead. He's going to get us into the end zone. And we get that touchdown back. So it's back to a 17-6 game. Let's go, man. And now with 1:39 left here in the first half. And see how Charlotte will respond. This is a big drive for them, coming in as the underdog as Washington gets lit up like a Christmas tree. I think that was Josh Brown that made the tackle. And now 2nd and 5 coming up. Jackson dropping backs, has a clean pocket to work with, gets it out to Jerron Montoya for the first down. Now Charlotte is confirmed on the move. 1st and 10 again. Jackson dropping back. He's going to get lit up from behind. Who made that sack? Is that Ian Levine's 2nd sack? Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness. Ian's usually a guy that plugs the holes, in the run defense. But MJ Granson, he slowed him down. He should have made that tackle and got the sack himself. But, I mean, he still helped. Don't get me wrong. As another 3rd and long will be coming up here after a dropped pass. And let's see what Charlotte decides to do here. 3rd and long. Looks like a 4-wide set in the shotgun. Levine coming barreling down, and it forces a bad pass. Nobody was home, and they're going to have to go ahead and punt this thing away. And the beautiful thing about that incomplete pass is that we don't even have to use any of our timeouts. We'll still have 3 timeouts left to work with. And they're going to put it in the hands of Frank Bowers. That's not a good idea. I keep telling him that's not a good idea. But why would you run into your own guy, though? Oh, come on, man. if he didn't run into his own guy, that was potentially 6. But instead, we'll go ahead now. Miami in the shotgun to work with. Gonna be rocking with the 4 verts. He rolls out to the outside. Nobody around. Adam Hill the third. And the easiest touchdown of his entire career so far. Miami feeling himself right now. 7 for 8. 126 yards and 2 scores. We're up 24-6 at the half. Alright, man, so let's go ahead and get this second half officially underway. And I'll tell you what, we get the ball to start the second half, and they done messed up. They put it in the hands of Justin Burden, who's a dangerous man. He is dangerous. Somebody put the most wanted sign on him because he is a bad man. Touchdown, Earlham. And it's a 108-yard kick return for a touchdown. Most people would just down it, go take the knee, but you kick it on that left-hand side, that just ain't it, man. You can't do that to Justin Burden, and forcing another 3-and-out too. We're going to have another big play on top of it. So 2 big scores to start off the second half. Are you serious right now? Miami just going off. He didn't even need to do much. Only 9 passes he threw this entire game, but he has 3 touchdowns to show for it. And how did he get that catch? Josh Brown, you were right there. How did that catch get made on you? Come on now. I mean, I know we're up by 32, and I really shouldn't be complaining, but like, you got to make that catch. Like, the coverage is airtight, man. Come on. So now 2nd and 5 because of that, questionable catch, EA trying to be EA, you know how it is, man. From between me and other content creators, you know they try to, try to get you down bad. But I mean, we're too good of a team, to allow, to worry about any of that stuff. We just gotta go ahead. We gotta focus on this next play here, and Charlotte's got a drive going themselves. This is their second drive of the second half, and I mean, shoot, I'm glad that he threw it underneath because they had us fooled, man. He had his out route open. That could have been a touchdown, to be honest with you. And now, 2nd and 4. Jackson. He's going to be lit up again. This time, Finn Otis getting in the action. He's going to get his first sack. And look how he does it, too. Nice move. Nice little finesse move to get the hands off him. Get off me, boy. And now it's a 3rd and long coming up here. Going with just 3 rushers. Sometimes that's all we need as Jackson dropping back, gonna throw it, and it's incomplete. He would have ran into a wall of defenders anyways. And Charlotte gonna have to go with another really long field goal attempt. This one is from 51 yards. Let's see if he has the boot. The kick is up, and it is good. No problem for him. So Charlotte gets another field goal on the board, but they're still down 38-9. We are on top of these guys right now as Jariah Bond takes a shot as well, but he's a tough kid. He watches those hockey highlights. Gets another first down for us. It's now 1st and 10. Miami throwing quick out to the left-hand side. Gets it out to Adam Hill the third, who manages to pick up a gain of 8 as Earlham is on the move once again. Trying to get this little jet sweep going with Jariah Bond. He's got some blocks to work with. He's got some blocks to work with now. Almost able to get... He does get the corner after breaking a tackle. But the rest of the Charlotte defense does end up catching up. His first run going for 23. Now, 2nd and 10. Couple plays later. Another big gaping hole over the middle. That was an easy 17-yard run. The hole that he had, oh my goodness. You'll love to see it, man. And 2 plays later, Miami just going to take care of business. Nice tightrope throw to Jake Elliott, who somehow gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Earlham. Now, if they challenge it, then they challenge it, man. It is what it is. But look at this throw, though. Oh, my goodness. And apparently, the booth doesn't challenge that one. But they challenged the first one that, looked a little bit more like a touchdown. But, hey, it's whatever, man. It's cool, EA. I see how it is. And we still got an even bigger lead to work with. We're up 45-9 at this point. We're balling out. It's now 1st and 10 again. Jackson lit up like a Christmas tree, and so is Montoya. Don't play with this defense. We're coming with the big hits every One of these guys is. And now, 2nd and 10 coming up. Jackson gonna drop back. This time gets it out to Washington. And he does pick up the first down for the Charlotte 49ers. He's got another 1st and 10 coming up here. Jackson dropping back. Gonna throw over to the right-hand side. And Lambert hangs on and makes the catch. But Justin Burden takes his head off. Surprised that wasn't called a targeting penalty with how hard of a hit that was. But hey, it is what it is. We get a sack a couple plays later. Josh Brown getting in on the action too from the sack front. He's able to get in there and make that sack. And it's 3rd and 16 now. Time to light it up. Let's go get it done. It's now 3rd and long. Jackson dropping back. Gonna throw it short to Foster. And that's well short of that 1st down marker. And Charlotte is going to send out the field goal unit again. The kicker's good. You know, I'm not going to lie. I mean, he's 3 for 3. And this kick could make him 4 for 4. But, like, you got to do a little bit more than that. And, look, after that, we just went ahead and we just put our backups in. You know, we're going to need our guys rested and ready to go for the conference championship game. Whoever we ended up facing in. The backups did a pretty solid job, man. We end up winning this game by a final score of 62-19. It's the 2nd time this season that we're able to put up another 60-burger. This team is working on all fronts. This team is really fun to play with. I love playing with this team. They are just so talented. They play above their overall. I love it. So the beautiful thing about that 4th quarter that I happened to notice as well is that, you know, even though we had our backups in, you know, for the 4th quarter or so, our guys still dominated. We won that 4th quarter 17-7, and that's with our backup guys. We end up also dropping a 60-burger on them as well. Great way to end the regular season as well. And since we have more guys that played than usual, I guess we need to check out the stats to see how it all went down. So checking out the stats for our guys, and I'll tell you what, our guys were absolutely electric out there. Miami only threw 12 passes, but he completed 11 of them, had 205 yards passing, and 4 touchdowns through the air. One of the best games I've ever seen him play in an Earlham jersey. CJ Patton was pretty good in relief as well. He played in the 4th quarter, and he ended up 5 for 8, 74 yards, and 2 touchdowns himself, so doing a really good job in relief. On top of that, though, what's kind of surprising is we didn't necessarily run the ball all that much with CJ Holman. He was only 6 for 39. Miami did lead the team in yards on the ground, ended up with 66 total yards off of just 6 carries. But Ryan Smith, our fullback, that's just a freshman, did end up getting into the end zone today. That was his only carry. Jesse Green, though, led the team in carries, though, 14 carries for 36 yards. For the receivers, it was a nice little sprinkle, you know, got plenty of guys, you know, getting some looks at the football. We only had 1 drop today from Jesse Green, but I mean, it is what it is. Nobody had more than 3 catches, but we had 3 guys with 3 catches, though. Jake Elliott, Jariah Bond, and Adam Hill III. Adam Hill III not only leading us in, receiving yards, ended up with 75 yards on the day, but also had multiple touchdowns. Same thing with Jake Elliott. And then CJ Holman and Robert Price Jr. also ended up finding the end zone as well. For the blocking, well, I usually don't talk about the blocking all that much, but we had a couple of guys stand out here today, especially during that 4th quarter. Jeremy Norton ended up with 4 total pancakes, and Lionel Williams also ended up with multiple pancakes on the day as well. John Bird, Cornell Smith, and Nate Coleman all ended up with pancakes as well. We're having starting a little pancake house here at Earlham College with how our offensive line's been playing. And then finally, on the defensive side of the football, surprisingly, Mario Hernandez was towards the top in terms of total tackles. He had 8 total tackles on the day, with Justin Burden also getting 8 tackles in this ball game. I don't think we forced any turnovers. We'll go ahead and actually, no, there was a forced fumble in the 4th quarter, ironically. Wow, yeah, interesting to see that. But Ian Levine actually recovered his own fumble. He ended up with 2 sacks. And speaking of those sacks, though, man, we really destroyed that quarterback today. Ian Levine had multiple sacks. Chris Ty had multiple sacks. And then we had sacks from Greg Jenkins, Finn Otis, Josh Brown, and Frank Bowers as well. We ended up sacking this quarterback 8 times today. He's going to be really sore when the morning comes around. It does not look good for him whatsoever. But yeah, good way to end the regular season. And the only thing left to do now is find out who we're going to face in that conference championship game. Alright guys, so with that being said, that is actually going to go ahead and wrap up the regular season. Our first undefeated regular season here in this dynasty, man. So next episode, we're actually going to have a Bigger on Football podcast. We're going to look around the country. We're going to take a look at where we are in the top 25 polls. We moved up to number 1. We'll see what happened from that, what games happened over the course of last week. Who are we going to play in the conference championship game? And we're also going to go ahead and take a look at some high school highlights as well. It's going to be a good one, so make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you have to be brand new, by the way. And then, hit me up in the comments as well. I always love reading your guys' comments. With that being said, I'm signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.